Good morning, everyone. My name is Rick, and I'm here back in my garden, and that's Swiffer over there. She's been following me all morning. It's a beautiful day. I think it's like 75 and dry, which is perfect weather for us here in Florida. We live for these days because in the summer, it's like 95 and humid most of the summer. So when we get to this time of the year, we really enjoy being outside. So let me just take a little tour of the yard, show you guys some Hoyas later on. I have about 10 Hoyas that are looking really good, and one that's some are new, and I have one that I've been wanting to bloom for like 20 years, and it is in bud, so I'm really excited. So let me just start over here. There's not much going on. As you guys know, I've had a couple of storms coming through, and a lot of these plants got whipped around, but they're beginning to show signs of coming back, so they're looking pretty good. But it's still a mess. I need a lot of work to do back here this winter. I've been gone. If you follow my previous videos, I was in Thailand, so I haven't spent that much time keeping up with the garden, so it looks super natural and just kind of unkept. So let me just show a few things around this path, then I'll take you in the back. It's Hoya occultata. I think I show it way too many times because it's always in bloom. If it's not, it's in bud, and it's always such a giver and pretty easy to grow. That's Hoya occultata here. There's not much blooms going on this time of year here in Florida, but there's a couple things in a greenhouse that I want to show you guys too that are pretty exciting. And so yeah, there was a big branch over there. I don't know if you can see it. That branch came down. There was a bunch of Hoyas that got knocked over, and it knocked some of these Hoyas that are here down. So some of them suffered some leaf damage. But all in all, I'm very fortunate that we did not experience the fierce winds that were farther south down into the Fort Myers and Naples area. We lucked out. And one more thing I want to tell you guys is that in 10 days I'll be in Rome, and I'll be shooting a video at their botanical gardens. So I have no idea if they have any Hoyas or not, but I'm sure they have some really cool plants, and I'm going to share that with you guys. So yeah, the garden is it's coming back. A lot of the foliage is looking nice. I had to cut down some of the leaves on this big Jose Bueno because of the wind kind of whipped it around, and the leaves look pretty bad. But I think this is a new leaf post-storm, and it's pretty nice. Yeah, so, and I also got another table here to show my plants. This is on Amazon. It was pretty cheap. I think I only paid like $70 for it, and it's like multi-purpose. It's great here to have, like, if we have a little party back here, you have a nice tall table, and it also makes a really good place for me to put my Hoyas while I shoot video of them. So that's where I'm going to be showing my Hoyas today. So let me go into the greenhouse and show you the couple of things that are happening in there. And I did pick up this hibiscus yesterday. It was just so beautiful. This 3-gallon pot here at Dolan's in St. Petersburg cost me $27, I think. But hopefully it'll continue blooming. It has all these buds coming on, and it's pretty huge. So let me go in the greenhouse. And this is the reason I wanted to bring you guys in here, is because this Hoya Patricia is in bloom. It's a cross between Elliptica and Darwinii. And those corollas are really impressive. They really stick out. It's really a gorgeous color contrast between the corolla and the corona as well. And let me see if I can show you some of the leaves. This one is looking very typical elliptica leaves and the other parent is Darwinii. So That is a Hoya Patricia. The other reason I wanted to come in the greenhouse was to show you this Hoya Evelinier. I think that's how you pronounce it. If I'm saying it wrong, drop a comment below. So you can see there's one there, and then see if I can focus up there. There's two more buds. So it'll be nice to see, because I've never seen this Hoya bloom in person. Actually, there's another smaller bud here, so there's is probably going to be a few more. It's a decent sized plant. It's way, way up there. So this time I'm going to keep the video under around 20 minutes, because the last 4 videos I did, they were really long. They're about 40 minutes, and they were filmed in Thailand. So if you haven't watched those, they're a real treat. So please look back on those. I would appreciate that. So yeah, so I'm back home for another 2 weeks, and then I'm going to Rome, and I'm going to be shooting a video at the botanical gardens there. Or if I don't even know if they have any Hoyas, but if they do, I will definitely have them for you. And I'm sure they have a lot of other tropical plants. I know they have a conservatory greenhouse. So this orchid vanda over here is in bloom. It's really beautiful. It's hard to get the color right on video, but it's a really beautiful color, and it smells pretty nice, because one of the parents is Mimi Palmer, and this cross is Dr. Anik cross with Mimi Palmer Midnight Serenade. So yeah, I've been gone for quite a bit, so work in the garden hasn't really been happening, but this winter I'll have a lot of projects going on. When I come back from Rome, I'll be working back here all through the winter while the weather is still nice and comfortable to work in the garden. So I'm really surprised that my Hoya retusa is still putting out flowers. It's still putting out new buds, and it's still in bloom, and that's been happening for the last month and a half. And there's quite a few new buds everywhere. I keep noticing now that I'm shooting the video. So that's always nice to have a Hoya that is always in bloom for a long period of time. I enjoy that. So let me just get to the Hoyas that I have for you. They're really nice, and one of them, like I said, is a first-time bloomer that I've been wanting for it to bloom for the longest time. And the first Hoya I have for you is Hoya Nap 7. I really love this Hoya. Its sun stress is really nice. This one isn't fully sun stressed yet. I've seen some of these turn like a really nice coppery color, but it's getting like a really nice dark edge there. And some of the leaves get nicely splashed, if that's your thing. And they're pretty good size, and it's a really fast grower, easy Hoya. So if you don't have a Nap 7, it's one that if you are into larger size leaves, this one is definitely easy and really pleasing Hoya to have. And this one over here, if you watched a few videos back when I'm at Jack's EPC Hoyas Wampong Garden in Thailand, he had a whole bunch of these. And this is a Lacanosa Peregrine Dorian. Don't know if I'm saying that right either. Please correct me in the comments. But the beauty of this Hoya is like it easily turns this maroon color, and it makes the splash really stick out. It's really cute, and the leaves are rather small. They're about like smaller than my fingernail. So this is Hoya Lacanosa Peregrine Dorian, and I'll when I edit, I'll put the name on the screen so you guys can see. And another Lacanosa for you is this variegated Hoya that I got from Jack in his nursery in Thailand. yeah, if you can see, that variegation is quite stunning. It's a little different than some of the other variegated lacanosis I've seen, and I do prefer this one. So I'm hoping it grows out so that I can share or trade with people. Really beautiful. And I went over to the other greenhouse I have, and I saw this Hoya, and I grabbed it because I wanted to share with you guys. This is a Hoya benchoy, and I was just amazed at how easily it's sun stressed. It's under a 50% shade cloth. You can see there's like some tan lines on this plant, but it really does look really beautiful when it's sun stressed. So if you don't have Hoya benchoy and you're into sun stressed Hoyas, this one kind of does flip the bill. The flowers are really interesting as well. So yeah, it's a beautiful Hoya. And this Hoya is a Hoya SR 2023. That is one of Cerise's accession numbers. And it's from Borneo, and this Hoya is really, really adorable. The leaves don't get much longer than ½ inch, and the new growth is kind of even smaller than that. You can see that come in and they turn a little coppery color to them. And I kind of moved it into the shade a little bit, but I think I'm going to move it back where it gets a little sun because it looks way prettier when it's a little more sun stressed. So as you can see, these leaves are really small. It's a totally adorable Hoya if you like small leaf Hoyas. And this is SR 20-23. So this is Hoya Little Plu, and it's Jack's sport. He pulled it out of a Hoya quinquenervia in his farm in Thailand. He kept selecting it until he got a nice, stable alba marginata of this Hoya quinquenervia. You can see it's quite an exquisite Hoya, and he named it after his older son, I believe. Yeah, it's a fast grower. It's an easy Hoya to grow, and I'm really delighted to finally get one. I will have some up for auction on Rick and Swiffer's Hoyas, which is a Facebook group. So if you are not aware, please follow the link in the description of the video to my other social media. I do have an Instagram, and I also have that Facebook group that I sell a lot of my plants. And this Hoya here is a Hoya finlaysonii from Panga, and it's also one of Jack's Hoyas that he's selected to be more and more splashy. So he does cut the splashy parts and he roots them until he gets a really stable, really splashy Hoya. So this one is kind of hard to capture the beauty on video, but you can see it's really, really splashy. And the new leaf, like the splash comes in like almost like a coppery color, as you can see there. Yeah, this is a really beautiful Hoya. Even the non-splashy version has a lot of texture, and it's a really, really nice foliage plant. So if you don't have a Hoya finlaysonii Panga, I think you would really enjoy growing one. And this one surprised me with the level of sun stressing it did rather quickly. It's a Hoya sulawesiana that is an alba marginata form. As you can see, has a white margin to it, but the white margin almost completely under the sun turned like this really, really pretty hot pink color. And here's how dark this leaf gets. And the tag on this Hoya was covering the leaf that way, and you can see the tan line on there. So let's see if I can show you how green it is compared to how red it can get. Yeah, this is Hoya sulawesiana alba marginata. And this is a Hoya lokii. yellow. I got this maybe 2 months ago, and it started putting out all these peduncles. As you can see, there's one coming out there, and you can see there. So it's going to bloom in about 3 or 4 days. It's a really beautiful Hoya. It does have quite a bit of splash, which I didn't expect to see on Hoya loci. And it's one of those Hoyas, I believe, that likes to keep moist, so you have to make sure it doesn't dry out completely. Yeah, it's a thinner leaf Hoya, but it has quite amazing flowers. I've had the white loci bloom for me, but not the yellow. And one of the last Hoyas I have for you, this is Hoya IM4, and it recently got published as Hoya paradisiae. I think I might be saying that right. But yeah, it's just been published within like a couple months. This Hoya, the leaves are not that really interesting, but the flower is really spectacular. They're pretty large. They appear larger when you're seeing them in person than they do when you photograph them. But I think I do have a nice photograph, and I will add that to the video when I edit. So this is Hoya paradisiae, or previously known as Hoya IM4, and it's one of my top 5 favorite flower Hoyas. And the last Hoya I have for you, and it's because I'm so excited about this plant because I've been wanting to bloom this for over 20 years and I haven't been able to. So when I noticed that it was forming buds, I got super excited. These buds have been forming for about, I noticed them soon after I got home from Thailand. That was about 3 weeks ago. And as you can see, they are still rather small, but these buds, each one of those can get to be about an inch across. And I have seen this bloom in person overseas in Thailand, but I've never bloomed it myself. So, and this one seems to have at least 8 buds on it, which would be, it would form a flower cluster that's probably 6-7 inches across, and that's an amazing sight to see. So that is Hoya imperialis from Palawan, Philippines. And that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment below if you see a Hoya that I showed today that you really like. Yeah, I would appreciate to hear feedback from the viewers of my channel. Yeah, so next week I should do another video here in the garden on Sunday. But the week after that, I will be in Rome and I'll be shooting a video down at their botanical garden in Italy. So please like and subscribe, and please come back every Sunday. I try to upload a video. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.